continue to get reaction to ABC's decision to pull Jimmy Kimmel's show off the air. We're joined now by New York Democratic Congressman Goldman. Congressman, what do you make of ABC taking this decision?
It is absolutely outrageous, Anderson, and I don't know who infuriates me more, the Trump administration and Brendan Carr for so blatantly threatening a company with their license based on very, very obvious First Amendment protected speech, or the companies that continue to cave to this completely improper behavior. And we saw it with ABC when they settled. We saw it with CBS. We now see it again with ABC. We've seen it with the tech companies. We've seen it with law firms. Donald Trump is a bully. He is a wannabe mob boss who will push the envelope to the end of the earth. And he ignores the law. He does not believe the law or the Constitution applies to him. And the problem is that everyone is cowing to him. It is completely inappropriate what Brendan Carr said and did, and it is also inappropriate that ABC and Nexstar followed. And the reality that they would cower to these threats that are such an obvious breach of the First Amendment when the First Amendment protects the media is incredibly disappointing.
I don't know if you saw the reaction, the response that Brendan Carr, the chairman of the FCC, gave to Brian Stelter when Brian Stelter asked him for a reaction or response to ABC's pulling Kimmel off the air. We're putting it on the screen. It's a meme. It's from The Office. I mean, it's a joke, and that was the actual response by the chairman of the FCC.
Yeah, and Donald Trump made it very clear as well in his own social media post at 1 a.m. from England that this was his goal all along. He has the thinnest skin of anyone in America, much less a politician. He cannot take one bit of criticism. And when there is any criticism, he goes after those people one way or another, whether it's through a primary threat if you're a politician, or it's to shut them up if you're a media personality. And the irony here, Anderson, as I stand in the Capitol, is that we have spent years with the House Republicans especially waxing on about the censorship by Joe Biden on social media platforms, going on about how COVID, the social media platforms suppressed COVID information. And they became these free speech absolutists, only though when the speech is to their liking. And that is exactly what is barred by the First Amendment. I hope Jimmy Kimmel sues the heck out of everyone, but more importantly, I hope America wakes up to see what is going on. This is a coordinated attack on our fundamental values, the rights that are in the Constitution, and everything that we stand for. And it's using the DOJ with Chris Krebs and Miles Taylor. It's using the threat of not approving a merger or of taking a broadcast license away. And it cannot be allowed anymore. And it's got to come from the people. The American people need to recognize what's going on and rise up and object to this.
And just finally, Congressman, I don't know if you know this, but I've just seen that the president on a social media has announced, "I'm pleased to inform our many USA patriots that I'm designating Antifa, a sick, dangerous, radical left organization, as a major terrorist organization. Will also be strongly recommending that those funding Antifa be thoroughly investigated in accordance with the highest legal standards and practices." Your reaction?
Well, I hope he can first define what Antifa is, because there is no Antifa organization. So maybe that's good for social media, but it really is non-existent. But the point is that he's using the Charlie Kirk murder as a pretext to go after people that he disagrees with. He, on the very night of Kirk's murder, you will remember, accused the left of committing the murder. when the murderer had not even been caught or identified. This is all a pretext, and it is a shame, I think, as Ram said, that Charlie Kirk actually stood for free speech, and instead they're using his memory to attack free speech.
Congressman Dan Goldman, thank you for being with us.